Hey folks, Mr. Vinaud here, just doing a quick tutorial video on the mole and chemical equations. We're going to look at a question from your textbooks, page 20, number 1. Zinc and iodine react to form zinc iodide according to the equation, and then that's provided there for us. We're given 2 molar masses. I know that because they have the symbol capital M, and the units are in grams per mole. A student weighs out exactly 1.65 grams of zinc and allows it to react with excess iodine. Calculate the amount in mole of zinc used. That's going to be the first step of our 3-step process. The third step that we're going to get to is what mass of zinc iodide would be formed. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got. So I've written here our balanced chemical equation that we were given, zinc plus I2 forming ZnI2. It's balanced because I've got 1 zinc on each side and 2 iodines on each side, so I have the same type and number of atoms on each side of the arrow. Over on the side here for our reference, I've drawn our triangle that links mass, number of moles and molar mass together, and I've written the 3 steps that we're going to be working throughout this exercise. From the question, you will always be given the mass of one of the substances, and that will be called our known. The mass that we are given in this question is the mass of zinc at 1.65 grams. So zinc is going to be our known. Our unknown is the one we are asked to find the mass of. And in this case, in the last line of the question, we're asked what mass of zinc iodide would be formed. So zinc iodide is our unknown. That's where we're trying to get to in this question, finding the mass of zinc iodide. I'm also given 2 molar masses. I'm given the molar mass of zinc, so I'll put that over here to keep the zincs together. The molar mass I'm given is 65.4 grams per mole. The molar mass of zinc iodide that I'm given, I'll put that over here next to the other zinc iodide, is 319.4 grams per mole. Okay, so let's work through our 3-step process. Step number 1 is find the number of moles of the known. The known in this question is zinc because I was given the mass of it. So to find number of moles of zinc, according to my triangle, number of moles equals mass divided by molar mass. Now to find the number of moles of zinc, I must use the mass of zinc and the molar mass of zinc. So the mass that I'm given is 1.65 grams divided by the molar mass that I'm given, which is 65.4. I'll grab my calculator. 1.65 divided by 65.4 equals 0.0252293578. I don't need that level of detail on my calculation. I'm going to, on paper, record it to the first 3 significant figures, which will be 0.0252. And that's in mole. I'm going to leave it unrounded in my calculator so that I can get the most precise answer possible throughout my 3-step process. So step 1 is now complete. Now we go on to step 2, find the number of moles of my unknown. So to do step 2, you have to use your balanced chemical equation up the top there. As I can see, I've got 1 zinc reacting with 1 I2 to produce 1 ZnI2. If there's no numbers in front of those species, you can assume there is a 1. So it's a 1 to 1 to 1 ratio. So for every 1 zinc that reacts, I will get 1 ZnI2 produced. If there was 2 zincs reacting, I would get 2 ZnI2s produced. 3 would produce 3, 4 would produce 4, 5 would produce 5, 0.0252 would produce 0.0252. So my number of moles of zinc iodide, my unknown, is in this case going to be exactly the same as my number of moles of zinc, my known. because they are in a 1-to-1 ratio. So that's going to mean my number of moles of zinc iodide is also 0.0252 mole. That is step number 2 completed. I now have the number of moles of my unknown. Moving on to step 3, find the mass of my unknown. Mass equals number of moles times molar mass. It must be the number of moles of zinc iodide, it must be the molar mass of zinc iodide. So my number of moles of zinc iodide was 0.0252. My molar mass was 319.4 grams per mole. I'll multiply those together in my calculator. And I've still got my unrounded answer there. So I'm now going to go answer times 319.4. That gives me 8.0582568881. I'm again going to round at the third significant figure, which will be 8.06. So my mass of ZnI2 is 8.06, and the unit for mass is grams. That is step 3 completed. So I started off with my mass of my known, which was zinc. I worked out the number of moles of my known, that's the first step. I then used the balanced chemical equation to work out the number of moles of my unknown, that's the second step. And from my number of moles of my unknown, I can find the mass of my unknown, as long as I have that molar mass there, which you can always find from the periodic table if you're not given that in the question. So there's a 3-step guide to calculating the mass of an unknown from a mass of a known. Hope you found that helpful.